Volume testing. Good day, everyone. Today, I will discuss volume testing, which is a type of software testing used to evaluate how a system performs when it processes a large amount of data. As applications grow, databases and files also grow in size. Because of this, it is important to check whether the system can still function properly when handling large volumes of information. Volume testing helps developers identify performance problems before the system is used in real-world environments. Volume testing. Volume testing is a type of performance testing where a software application is tested using a large amount of data. The purpose is to observe how the system behaves when the size of the databases increases or when large files are processed. For example, a banking system may need to process millions of transaction records. Volume testing helps ensure the system remains stable and responsive even when handling this large dataset. Characteristics of volume testing. There are several characteristics of volume testing. First, large amounts of test data are created using data generators. This data is used to simulate real-world conditions where systems must manage huge databases. Another characteristic is that during development, only small datasets are usually tested. However, volume testing uses much larger datasets to evaluate performance more accurately. The data set or the test data must also be logically correct so that the results reflect real system behavior. Objectives of volume testing. So first is to recognize the problems that may be created with large amount of data. To check the system's performance by increasing the volume of data in the database. To find the point at which the stability of the system reduces. To identify the capacity of the system or application. The main objective volume testing is to identify problems that occur when a system processes large volume of data. It helps determine the system's performance as data increases. Another goal is to identify the point where the system becomes unstable or begins to slow down. Additionally, it helps developers understand the capacity limits of the application so improvements can be made before deployment. Attributes of volume testing. One important attribute measured during volume testing is response time. This refers to how quickly the system responds when processing requests. If the response time becomes too slow when the data volume increases, the system may need optimization. Developers may improve database queries, system architecture, or hardware resources to maintain good performance. Ayan, during the volume testing, the response time of the system or the application is tested. It is also tested where the system responds within the finite time or not. If the response time is large, then the system is redesigned. Another attributes of volume testing is the data loss and the data storage. During the volume testing, it is also tested that there is no data loss. If there is a data loss, some key information might be missing. During the volume testing, it is also tested that the data is stored correctly or not. If the data is not stored correctly, then it is restored accordingly in proper place. So, volume testing also checks whether the system properly stores data when dealing with large data sets. It ensures that no data is lost during processing. Data loss could cause serious problems, especially in systems like banking, healthcare, or e-commerce. In addition, the testing verifies that data is stored correctly in the database and that all records remain accurate. Another, the data overwriting. In volume testing, it is tested that whether the data is overwritten without giving prior information to the developer. If it's so, then developer is notified. Another attribute check is data overwriting. This happens when existing data is accidentally replaced by new data without proper notification. During volume testing, testers verify that the system prevents accidentally overwriting and protects important information. If overwriting occurs, developers are informed so they can fix the issues. Advantages of volume testing. Volume testing is helpful in saving maintenance costs that will be spent on application maintenance. Volume testing is also helpful in a rapid start for scalability plans. Volume testing is also helps in early identification of bottlenecks. Volume testing ensures that the system is capable of real-world usage. The several advantages of volume testing, it is helps to detect performance bottlenecks early in the development process. It also helps organizations plan for system scalability, which means the system can handle increasing data in the future. Additionally, it reduces maintenance costs because issues are detected before the system is deployed. Overall, it ensures that applications are capable of handling real-world data usage. Disadvantage of volume testing. More number of skilled resources are needed to carry out this testing. It is sometimes difficult to prepare test cases with respect to the number of volume of data to be tested. It is a time-consuming technique since it requires a lot of time to decide the number of volume of data and test scenarios. It is a bit costly as compared to another testing technique. It is not possible to have the exact breakdown of the memory used in the real-world application. Although volume testing is useful, it is also has some disadvantages. It requires a skilled tester who understand performance testing techniques. It can also be time-consuming because preparing large datasets and test scenarios takes effort. Additionally, the testing process can be expensive due to the resources and infrastructure required. So, in conclusion, volume testing is an important of software testing because it evaluates how a system performs when handling large amount of data. It helps developer identify performance issues, ensure data integrity, and improve system reliability. By performing volume testing, organizations can create software applications that can scalable, and capable of meeting real-world demands. That's all. Thank you.